Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Asị m ka nkọnye chiri ya zelu dịka o si dị ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-ewetara unu ya bụ ozi dịka anyị si kwuru ngwa na gị na-ewetara unu ozi gbasara maka ya bụ ife na-ada na mkpọtụ n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya. Ya ewetara unu ụbọchị nke taa abụọ ka ya bụ ife si wee daa na mgbago ugwu na Borno ebe Boko Haram and Iswap mere ambush Nigerian soldiers wee dunaga ha mmụọ. Tupu anyị egosi unu ya bụ some of our brothers reaction gbasara maka ya bụ ife, ewere obere ife m chọrọ ikwu and obere ya mbụ o doro ewu na ọkụkọ anya na Nigeria can never be one. Yes, it can never be one. Take it or leave it, because the cultural value system between an Hausa man and the onye Igbo and onye Yoruba is not the same thing. And the better time I ghọtara ihe a, that is when the liberation of this nation begins. Geenụ ntị ka unu fụ ihe nwanne anyị kwuru. Ị ga-esi ya bụ ife dropụrụ anyị feature n'ụdị nke gị. Alright, over to you, my brother. Over to you, sir.
Country, I still have more and more reasons why Nigeria should not be one. I should have more and more reasons why this generation must think opposite of generations that have been before us thought, because their thinking and everything they did is the reason why we are here. Now, before we go into the details of what transpired in Borno State yesterday, I want to categorically state that Nnamdi Kanu has no reason to be in detention up to now. And it seems that people don't know the reason why we keep on agitating for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu is not the person they are holding. They are holding the conscience, the good conscience of so many people. Now, let me tell you, from November alone, November 2024, and we are just in January, Boko Haram have killed approximately 200 Nigerian soldiers. Now, let me shock you. The person who formed Boko Haram is not a terrorist. Nigeria government told us that he's not a terrorist. He's still working free. He's still receiving a pension. But no state, they are still paying him pension of the former governors. So how do you want someone like me in this generation to just fold his hands and not think normal? I am not thinking with my anus. So if you think that people who talks about Biafra agitation, people who talks about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, they are just saying it because they affiliated to Nnamdi Kanu or those things, that is not true. The truth is that we are joking in this country. How could it be that someone who from Boko Haram is working free every day? Bet you today or tomorrow another news will come out. How Boko Haram killed Nigerian army, how Boko Haram burned churches, how they are affiliated with Iswap. Today they are Nakurawa, tomorrow they are coming in form of banditry and so on and so forth. Now, the people they call bandits who are terrorists, they did not proscribe them. They keep on doing what they are doing. Their leader was arrested and nobody knows how he was released. They released him. And you want us to fold our hands and not ask questions? Meaning you don't know the generation that is coming. Because if the thought of maybe the Nigerian government or the thought of Southeast governors or Southeast politicians is that by holding Nnamdi Kanu, maybe the Biafra agitation could lie low and people will forget about it. That could be the greatest mistake, because it is going to be fueling the agitation and so on and so forth. Now, let's go into the details before we speak further about this. 9 persons of the Nigerian armed forces have been ambushed and killed by the Boko Haram terrorists in Borno State. The terrorists also lost scores of their members in a short crossfire, according to a credible source who spoke to Sahara reporters. It was gathered that the troops were returning from Domba, east of the Lake Chad Basin, when they were engaged in a gun duel by the terrorists. They were reported to have gone a Domba to assist with the burial of 40 farmers murdered by the same terrorist group. A soldier who spoke on condition of anonymity on Thursday informed that the terrorists opened fire on the troops on Tuesday while returning from Domba, where they responded to a distress call to provide cover for villagers to bury their loved ones. He said, they, the terrorists, ambushed and fired at us, leading to the death of 7 Ghanaian officers on the spot. 2 others later passed on at a hospital. The soldier noted that the 5 officers of the squad were yet to be accounted for after the encounter, adding that 1 soldier sustained gun wounds. Sahara reporter earlier reported that at least 6 terrorists were neutralized by the troop of in a coordinated operation targeting Lakurawa terrorists in the Gudun local government area of Sokoto State. The operation carried out under Operation Fansa Yama was announced in a statement on Thursday by Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, coordinator of the Joint Media Coordination Center. The statement disclosed that the operation led to a fierce firefight during which 5 soldiers lost their lives. The troop recovered the following items from the operation: 4 AK-47 rifle, 160 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, and 1 box of 12.7 mm ammunition. While the military hailed the success of the operation, it expressed deep sorrow over the loss of the 5 soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Despite this success, the operation came at a heavy cost, as 5 Ghanaian soldiers tragically lost their lives in line of duty, the statement added. You know why I am reading out these articles for you? In a particular day now, it was happening in Sokoto, it was happening in Borno State, and so many other parts of the country. Either you call them Lakurawa, or you call them Iswap, or you call them Boko Haram, or you call them bandits, or you call them any name you are calling them. These people are one. They have one agenda. They have one mission. Their mission is just, we want a Sharia state. That is their mission. And someone who formed this terrorist group, who gave them Commissioner of Religious Affairs to implementation of Sharia law in Borno State, the governor, Animodu Sheriff, is still working free today. He's still working free today. CDS Musa will travel to Qatar, will travel around the world. He never made mention of who from Boko Haram. He keep on telling the whole world that people who are sponsoring Boko Haram are foreigners. But someone who has never killed any soldier, has never fought, has never done anything against, the government when it comes to possession of arms, is still in the detention. So how do you think that someone that is sane will sit down and not think that there is nothing wrong with the country? No, tell me. How do you think someone who is insane will just sit down and fold his hand and said, there is nothing wrong with Nigeria, let us fight for it? But fight for what? I don't understand. Where even your vice president has been accused on national television of sponsoring Boko Haram, and he's still there. The minister of defense, who's supposed to defend the nation against terrorists, has been accused by a sitting governor that he is a terrorist. Not that he is supporting terrorists, that he is a terrorist. A governor that he handed over to accused him. And someone is in detention who has not done that, and you think people will keep quiet? No. We are going to continue to dig deep. We are going to continue to uncover all these things that is going on. The next generations to come must know the history. They must know what happened. They must know how governments are keeping quiet, how governments are complying with the terrorists, according to so many sources who confirm that on the national television. And Nigeria government don't have the guts to ask them questions because they know they are telling the truth. One of them is someone you know, who is Kunle Olawumi, who was a Navy commander and the head of the Nigeria Intelligence Agency or National Intelligence Agency. Now, as a head of NIA, someone has worked with Nigeria intelligence for 35 years, and the person is telling you that there is no how Nigeria will defeat terrorism, that they must Islamize Nigeria. I am ordinary bloody civilian. How do you want me to think? I am not idiot. I'm not stupid like some people. I'm not, mentally disabled like the way people think and don't reason deep. If, for example, in America, NIA in Nigeria is like CIA in America, the head of CIA comes out and says that, look at, the people who are sponsoring the terrorists against America are in the White House. That day, there will be revolution and civil war in America. The head of Nigeria Intelligence Agency, Kunle Olawumi, he's still alive. Last 3 months, he just granted an interview on a Chinese television, telling the whole world, telling Nigerians that listen, Nigeria must be Islamized. He said he arrested up to 300 Boko Haram members in court when he was the head of National Intelligence Agency. And he was determined to eradicate Boko Haram. But what happened? Anytime he arrests them, a call will come from Asorok. Let them go. And they started interviewing those people they arrested. What really transpired? What happened? And those people were telling him, no, it's not our fault. People who send us are in Asorok. People who send us are governors. People who send us are senators. They mention names of people who are sponsoring them. So now tell me, in your own mind, in your own conscience, if you have conscience at all, do you think any reasonable person will stay in the country and allow the terrorists to be influenced upon them and allow the Sharia to be influenced upon them? You think everybody is stupid? No, everyone is not stupid. And this is just the sole reason why they are holding Nnamdi Kanu. Because Nnamdi Kanu's idea and agitation is contrary to the agenda of imposition of Sharia on other people through terrorism, through firearms, and so on and so forth. Nothing, graced my mind more than people who are walking free, who formed Boko Haram. When I look at Southeast politicians, South politicians, some Southwest politicians who are not accomplices, I love them because they are dumb. They don't know what they are doing. You don't ask questions. Okay, you are a politician, right? You said you love one Nigeria and you are protecting your political interests. Some businessmen, again, they are protecting their business. But you refuse to ask questions. Your people are dying. Someone formed the Boko Haram. And it is because of someone from Boko Haram, people have seen the agenda. That is why someone like Nnamdi Kanu said, no, we need a referendum so that everybody can maintain their name. This was what Ojukwu saw time ago, that led Ojukwu to be agitating for regional sovereignty. And they went to Aburi Accord in Ghana. They got to Ghana. They did everything that will benefit everybody. Coming down here, the embassies of United Kingdom asked Gowon, don't do that. Don't implement that. And Gowon now went to radio to announce that he don't think he's going to implement it, that Ojukwu have given a speech and he's not comfortable with what Ojukwu said in the speech, that it's not part of what they discussed. And he truncated through the influence of Britain the Aburi Accord, which led to the Civil War. That was how Ojukwu declared Biafra and Nigeria declared war. So it was not Ojukwu that declared the war. It was Nigeria that declared the war. Ojukwu declared Biafra, Nigeria declared war. And after so many years, we are still the same. Now, the question I still want to ask you, if someone who was the head of National Intelligence Agency in Nigeria, who have served in Nigeria intelligence for 35 years, will come out to tell you that the best option for Nigeria is for Nigeria to divide, who am I? Who am I? If someone like Kunda Olawumi, who has served for Nigeria heads of Nigerian intelligence for 35 years and has been the head of intelligence, comes out and tell you that there is no going back to the Islamization of Nigeria. And he was not saying it secretly or what he said late. He came on the national television to tell you and I. Let me tell you this. People might disagree with me, it's your opinion. But Biafra is the future. Oduduwa is the future. Even though it's Edo people, even though it's Niger Delta people, even though it's Middle Belt, the ethnic nationality in Nigeria is the future. There is no future in this entity called Nigeria. If there is future, if you think there is future, tell me why someone who formed Boko Haram is walking free. I won't argue with you. If you think we have future in Nigeria, let us start the campaign, let us start the debate. Why is it that someone who formed Boko Haram is going free? Why is it that United Arab Emirates on September 15, 2021 released the names of people who are sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria? Nigeria government did not do anything. And CDS today is also going to Qatar, going everywhere, telling them that they are looking for the sponsors. Does it make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Why we keep on deceiving ourselves? All those things, it doesn't make sense. It is time for us to stop deceiving ourselves. It is time. Because if we continue to... Other countries are laughing at us. Other countries, they are just laughing at us. Look at these people, they don't know what they are doing. America is one of the most dangerous countries because they know what is going on, but they don't want to tell you. America knows the whole secret. And because it was the Democrats who brought APC, okay? Go and fact check what I'm saying. They brought APC. They do everything to bring Buhari against Jonathan then. Even America Secretary of State came. He did not visit president of a country. He went to visit Buhari then. So their plan, everything was exposed. That is what today Democrats doesn't talk anything. Watch. Let Trump enter as the president. I think it's January 20. It's already here. And see what is going to happen. The way he will interfere in all these secret things that are going on, because the CIA in America, FBI, they knows everything that is going on in Nigeria. Now, the last thing I'm going to say in this video is that I've seen many bloggers. I have seen many people in Nigeria. I have seen a lot of TV stations. Anyone who is coming out to tell you anything about Nigeria without talking about people who form Boko Haram, people who are sponsoring the bandits, the politicians, the commissioner of police in Zamfara State told us that politicians are sponsoring terrorists against their people. Anybody who is not talking all these things and trying to sweet talk you about Nigeria, the person is your enemy. Anybody can come out and hate people who are agitating, but have they asked questions? Why are these people agitating? We have a lot of bunch of cowards who knows the truth, but they are afraid to talk. But you know what? According to the Nomanda, if you talk, you will die. If you did not talk, you will die. If you talk, you will go to prison. If you did not talk, you will go to prison. So we are not afraid of death, talk less of prison. So let us talk. Anything that will happen, let it happen. But the most important thing is make sure what you are saying is the truth. It is time for us to tell people the truth. Who form all these terrorists? They leave them without proscribing them. But you started proscribing indigenous people. It's insane to proscribe indigenous people as terrorists. And anybody who supports the proscription of like IPOB as a terrorist organization, the person is just insane because you can't proscribe indigenous people. Leave it and take it. IPOB or Biafra, that name you see, Biafra, is not an organization, it's a religion. Biafra is the religion of the people, what they believe that can lead them to their promised land. So there is no how you can wipe it, the mentality away from the Gen Zs who are coming. So the Generation Z, they have already captured what is going to happen in Nigeria. So if you like, be talking about your rubbish. We got the evidence already. We got the secret already. Secret, most of you politicians, the secret you don't know, we got it already. We got it already. And we are going to pass it to the next generation. So tell us, is this idea of killing people, sponsoring terrorism against the people, if that is actually what you want, I wish you good luck in this country called Nigeria. But if that is not what you want, you have to join your voices. Let us speak against injustice. Let us speak against people who are sponsoring terrorism. Let us speak against people who never wish that Nigeria or people in Nigeria will have their future they dream. There is no future for almost everybody in Nigeria because there is a script. People wrote a script. And that script they wrote is all about how Nigeria is going to be. And you are not part of the script. Your destiny must be changed for you to be part of that script. Anyway, what do I know? Do me a favor, share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you have not.
Nigeria has an Igbo problem. There is a secret memo in government that whenever we want to take charge in this country, be careful of the Igbo. Don't give them position. Don't give them opportunity. Otherwise, they will over. For an Igbo man to survive in Nigeria, as it is currently put together, Nigeria must break.
Wait, the meeting you had with Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
You are telling us now that Nnamdi Kanu...
Don't you know what happened, the called pogrom in this country, where people were slaughtered and their bodies and their heads placed inside the train going down south? Even our parents.
Wow.
Tell us, Igbo, in 2024, detaining Nnamdi Kanu against all the court orders, against all the court rulings.
And by Guadalu Lindeno, the Keno, the one Nedo Akupo, no dinkia, your only action was stomach yendo, a drop or I feature no drink again, Eastern 24, whereby she will tell in your bozy, on no boa. That don't need a no moon name, Kemesiano, Mibo.